And welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's keeping safe during this unprecedented time, shall we say, around the world. If anything, if you're isolated at home, it gives you a chance to build a lot more models. I hear a lot of people are actually getting well into their hobbies. I'm sure once the situation returns to some semblance of normal, we're going to have a lot of models on the bench. Anyway, I've been actually very busy myself. I'm still working, going out, but I've had a little bit of time here and there to get some stuff done since the last update. So first up here is the VF-1 Valkyrie from Macross. This is the 1/72 Hasegawa kit. It's an older mold. I did hear some people say once I started building it that it's actually the worst engineered or the not best engineered of the various ones you can get in this scale. So definitely a bit of a challenge, and I appreciate that now. Some of the plastic was brittle, and I did have some shrink issues after gluing. So it's certainly not perfect. There is some seam lines and stuff like that, but I did enjoy the build. So very fragile, a lot of little individual parts, but various sort of things. It represents the subject quite well, so I'm rather pleased. I did use the brand new Gunzi Aqueous line of paints to do this. So this is the off-white, and the gun pod was painted with the darker green-gray. Interesting thing here is the paint comes out as a semi-gloss to a gloss. So this actually, I didn't need to put a gloss coat on for decals at all. So this is the way it came out. I think I'm going to leave it clean. I'm not going to weather it or anything. I want to get onto some other things. But it worked out very, very well, and I was very happy with it. So I'm happy to see Gunzi paints back. I also want to thank Return to Kit Forums for supplying us and the podcast with some masks. So this was the canopy mask I used for it. This is in 1/72 scale. They also do masks for different fighters in 1/72 and 1/48 from the various Macross lines. Definitely worth doing. It's basically, to me, a tape. It worked out very well. I was very pleased with the results. Nice and simple, quick, easy build. I realized afterwards that I should have pointed the cockpit frame in a black first and then remasked it, but that's my own fault. But overall, like I said, it came out well, and I'm pretty pleased with the results. It looks good. I'd like to definitely build another one at some point, maybe in 1/48 scale. And maybe a YF-19 as well. So that's the Valkyrie done. I'll put that to one side. And then moving on, the other project I've been working on is the Edouard Spitfire. This has been made quite a bit of progress since the last time I did an update. So I've used Tamiya paints for the painting. It's turned out rather well. Got a few little touch-ups to do on the lower part here, but overall, very pleased with the result. I used some paper masks I got online and just print them out to the right scale, tape them down, and it does a nice effect. The decals are the decals that came with the kit. They're going on, the Edouard decals are going on very well. I do use the Mark Fit to set them down, and they lay down quite nicely, so I'm very pleased. So as I said, I've just started decaling this one, so not a lot going on. There was a coat of aqua gloss put on to enable decals, because the Tamiya paints do come out in a flat color. And I'm one of these people that like to put a gloss coat on prior to decaling, and then I'll put a little bit of weathering in. The plan is to build it with the cockpit open, including the side access door. So I'll do that afterwards. That needs another coat of paint, etc. But overall, coming together nicely. Not a bad kit at all. I hear very good reviews. A lot of people say it's just a kit they come back to time and again. All right, so that's what's currently on the bench. And now that there's a free slot, I debated going back to the Shelf of Doom, but this one caught my eye. I bought it at a show last year, and I've already done an inbox review. This, of course, is the Italeri A4 Skyhawk, the E, F, and G model. I've done a bit of review on it already. Looking forward to building this. I think I'm going to do a what-if scheme. So one of the schemes includes Australian Navy decals. I think I'm going to do a Canadian one, a what if. What if the Canadian Navy bought it for Skyhawks for a new type of aircraft carrier or a rebuild other than HMS Bonaventure, which was the last one they had. It would come out to be a fairly similar scheme, at least the way I envision it. So I can just see maybe the roundels being replaced and a few other little smaller things that specify, Royal Australian Air Force, etc. So I might actually do that. So that should be fun. Like I said, it looks like a really nice kit coming out of the box. So I'm looking forward to trying that in the bigger scale. So that's what's been happening. By all means, make sure check out my website, www.blackfire.ca. And of course, we have the Scale Model Podcast at scalemodelpodcast.com. We've added a few new things there. Definitely come and check it out. So that's it for this time. Everyone stay safe. Thank you and be well.